if you want to wake up to something delicious for either breakfast or brunch or even dinner, you can make this quiche. You can use whatever you want to. This is one of those dump and go recipes. You can customize it however you want to, and it's going to be delicious. Okay, so today we have some large eggs, heavy cream, an onion, pork sausage, some spinach that was in the freezer, extra sharp cheddar cheese. Now, I did have to buy the pie crust. There's 2 in here. They're frozen. If you want to make yours homemade, go right ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and let this thaw out for a second. And I'm only going to use one of those. And then for the other crust, I'm going to figure out something to make. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started on the prep. I'm going to go ahead and just chop up that sausage right there and drain it. And then go ahead and get this cheese. I'm not going to use all of this cheese. I'm only going to use probably like a quarter of it for this recipe. And it's going to be easy. So don't be afraid. Okay, so there's the pie crust right there. And I have the other one wrapped up and ready to go back in the freezer. So go ahead and give us an idea of what you would like to see us make with this pie crust right here. A chicken pie, a cobbler. Go ahead and name it. So the good thing about frozen spinach is it still keeps its shape. So it still looks really good. All you see is just the frost bites on it. So I'm just going to run this under some cold water to get it hydrated again, and then squeeze all of that water out. And that's it. So for the most part, when I'm making a quiche, I pretty much use about 6 eggs. That fills up the pie crust, you know, really good. So that should be enough. Okay, y'all, so I just cut the cheese up into little blocks, little squares, nothing fancy. I didn't shred it. Doesn't need to be that way at all. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up the eggs in a second, but first I want to go ahead and start working on these 2. A little rough chop on the onions. Now, Daddy doesn't like eggs, so I'm not gonna make all of the sausage for the quiche. I'm gonna go ahead and just patty him up like 1 or 2 or 3, make him a little sausage breakfast sandwich on the side. Call it a day, okay? And he'll be good with that, with some cheese on top and some jelly. So quick question, when you make your sausage patties like this, do you cut your meat with a knife or do you pull it as a chunk? So this is what we have left after making the sausage patties right there for Daddy. I'm going to go ahead and take this because this right here is going to give you your grease to cook your onions in that order. We have to brown the meat first, and then I'm going to caramelize the onions separately because these onions are still not going to be caramelized the way I want to if I just put them straight in here. And as you can see, I still left some of the sausage chunky, and then you just want to get a little brown on it. I'm going to go ahead and take these out and drain it because you don't want all this grease in your quiche to make it greasy. Okay, so pretty much what I do is just take a bowl in the strainer right here, and I'm going to go ahead and add the sausage right on top. Surprisingly, today the sausage didn't make a lot of grease, so I'm going to have to add a little oil so I can caramelize these onions up. Y'all, why I just did the dumbest thing. I just took the top off of this because it's a new bottle, and I had it in my hand so I can twist it off at the same time, the top. Why the dang oil just went all over me? I'm like, come on, y'all. Come on. But good thing it's a good oil and not a bad oil, so it don't smell like anything. But y'all still see the residue is just all over the place right now. All right, so let me go ahead and add the onions. So anytime I'm making like caramelized onions, I always just add a little bit of salt in there, so that way it can like bring the juices out and taste sweeter at the same time. Okay, y'all. So about 15 minutes in, these are what your onions are looking like. You know, nice and caramelized. They're looking good. I don't know what's going on with this pan. It is really starting to get on my nerves because it is, I don't know, it's starting to, I guess, the wear and tear. The non-stick is coming off. So it's like everything is cooking so fast, but it's not burnt at all. So yeah, I'm going to have to get a new pan. But what I'm going to add, now this is optional. If you don't have it, that's fine because these onions are good just the way they are. But because we have some in the refrigerator, I'm just going to go ahead and add a touch to this just to add a little bit more jazz to these onions right here. Daddy bought this, but he didn't like it. He bought it to go on his burgers, but he said it didn't taste finished. Like, it just wasn't done enough for him to taste wise. But I mean, it tastes fine to me. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this in there. So I'm not adding a lot, right? Just about a teaspoon of this. That's all you need. That's good right there, y'all. I mean, if you love onions, you pretty much can just eat this bowl just like this by itself. That caramelized flavor is so good. Now, important, once you are ready to build your quiche up, you cannot put these hot onions right into your eggs, because you're going to cook your eggs before you even have a chance to put it in the oven. So let these cool off first. I'm going to put these in the freezer so they can cool down faster, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and put all of the ingredients together. All right. Now, do y'all take these little membranes off your eggs, or do you just leave them on? I used to just leave them on, but lately I take them off. I can't really do it while I'm holding the phone, so I'm gonna take it off. Hold on. All right, so that was a little process. I normally just take a spoon and just scoop it out. It really takes a long time. But if you're a pro at it, it should take like seconds. But I cannot wait till we can start having our chickens lay us some eggs, so we don't have to buy them from the store anymore. If you didn't know, we are raising some chickens. So that is a new series that we have on our channel, is our homesteading series, where we are raising chickens to, you know, be able to produce our meat and eggs. So go ahead and watch those videos and like. I know it's not cooking, but it's still fun and interesting knowing, you know, where your food comes from. I got those whipped up good. So now I'm going to go ahead and start adding everything to this. I'm going to add the sausage. And this is the spinach right here. I'm going to actually go ahead and just chop this up a little bit, so that way it's not like into big pieces when you bite into it. Okay, so I got that chopped up. And again, make sure your spinach is dried off good, y'all, or at least, you know, good enough, because you don't want all that water from your spinach into your mixture, because that's going to make, you know, it more watery than you want to. And then we have the cheese right here. Go ahead and add that. So this is the fun part right here, is putting everything into the bowl. All right, so we got the onions. And they don't have to be like cold. You just want to take that initial heat off of them. So we're going to add all of those in there. Oh, shoot. Well, this was 1 cup of milk minus a little bit of spillage right here, y'all. So we're going to start out with that. Actually, no. This is a 3/4 cup of milk. And then you still want to season this up like you normally would. I'm going to use some white pepper, because white pepper just tastes so much better in eggs. So I'm just going to use about like three shakes of those. You don't want a lot of salt. I just want, that's it, you know, just a little to bring the flavors out, because remember, you have the cheese in here and you have the sausage that has a lot of flavor in it too. Honestly, I never really know how much heavy cream to add. I just kind of like mix it up, put it in the pie crust like this, and then if it's not filled all the way to the top, then I'll just add a little bit more cream. If you've ever baked a pie before or used pie crust, you have to prick the pie, so that way when it goes in the oven, it's not going to make this big bubble. So you're going to prick the bottom of the pie crust. And you don't have to do the sides, just the bottom. What we're about to do now is pre-bake the pie crust, because what happens is, if you just put your mixture right in here, you're going to get like a soggy crust. And who want a soggy anything, y'all? That's worse than mushy noodles, is a dang on soggy crust. Unless you're looking for like a cobbler or something that's meant to be wet. No, we need a nice crispy little crunch. We're going to cook this in the oven for 10 minutes. Just until it gets like, you know, a little brown on the bottom, or just a little bit more firm. So right now the oven is on 350, and I'm going to put it in there for 10 minutes. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about? You see how it's like puffed up into like a big old ball? don't worry, it's going to go down. So you can either burn yourself and then push it down or just let it go down by itself. I almost overfilled this dang on pie crust, and it's the deep dish. Look at that. But it's perfect. It's just enough. Now let me show you a trick. What's going to make this crust look so beautiful in the end, and it's going to look uniform, and your crust not going to be all burnt, because that's the last thing you want to do is have to go through all of this work, and then you take it out the oven after an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, because that's how long we have to cook it, and then your crust is all brown. So what I like to do is I'm going to take some of this foil and I'm going to line it right around the crust. All right, so just take your little thin strip. You can actually cut this in half because it may be too big, and then we're just going to fold it over. All right, so it's going to be a little tricky. So once you put it on there, you're going to pinch it and make it stay. We're going to do that the whole way around. I did go ahead and break it, and then what I did too was to kind of like fold it again, just like this. Y'all, I don't know what our tripod is right now, so I'm just like stuck with holding this phone right now, if you cannot tell. But we're going to just see if I can one-hand it. Okay, you get the picture, but I'm gonna make it look nice and neat, and I'm gonna do that all the way around. So this is the hardest part, y'all, is getting this foil on here, and most of all, getting it to stay. So it's like you gotta get the puzzle pieces going and jimmy rig it, because if I move the wrong way on this pan, it's all gonna collapse. So I try to do it the best way I can, but ultimately your hard work is going to pay off. So I'll come back and check it at 45 minutes, so that way we can check it together and see if it needs to go another 15 minutes. But just stay tuned, y'all. We almost at the finish line. And then as you can see, I lined that tray, because if not, and you spill them eggs in there, you already know that's going to be horrible. A whole dang on house of egg smell. Oh, Daddy going to have a fit. He is going to have a fit. 45 minutes in, you just hear the timer going on. Daddy came out here to talk about some, ooh, what you cooking? And then as soon as I told him that quiche, he was like, oh, like, I don't like, really, really. I said, yep, I'm always fooling you. Don't play. Okay, so we're going to do the jiggle test. Y'all see that? So pretty much in that area over there is still a little jiggle. You pretty much want this thing to be, you know, a good solid. So I'm going to put it back in there for about another 15 minutes.
Mom, look, the stuff came out.
Yes, I know. We had a little spillage, but that looked like just cheese.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
There was cheese in it?
That was to be expected. That's why we lined the bottom of the tray. We already told you that. Oh, y'all. Okay, so total, we cooked this for about an hour. As expected, to make sure all of that custard on the inside is nice and cooked. Let's do the shake test.
Is it shaking?
Nope.
So it's ready?
Mm-hmm. It's not jiggling.
Nothing's moving.
All right, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to let it sit here for a minute to cool down, and then we'll go ahead and unwrap it and do the final review. How about that? All right, stay tuned. I'm really tired of waiting. I have not ate all day. I am hungry, and I'm just really wanting to taste this dang on quiche, though.
Y'all, me too.
Ooh, hold on.
Can I try?
Stop. Okay, let it stop.
Can I try to take it off?
No, I got it.
Ooh, that's
Uh-oh. I got a little bit.
The crust is kind of ripping.
Yeah, I got a little bit of stickage here. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that piece because I don't want to mess it up. But
and break your whole food.
Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned. Right, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to stay y'all butts too.
But y'all see what I'm talking about? After an hour, your crust is still looking nice. It's not all like burnt. Okay, so I tried my best to get that little piece of foil off, y'all. And it tore a little piece right there. But I think that's because where we had the little spillage at, it kind of like stuck to it. But that has never happened before. It will be the dang on day I do this video for y'all, right? But nonetheless, the baby looks good. It looks good. All right. So let me tell y'all something really quick about this quiche before we go ahead and serve it. If you're on a low carb diet or on a diet period and you cannot eat the bread or the crust, you can do this same recipe without the crust. You pretty much will just put it in one of your pie dishes with the egg filling, and it will be a frittata. Now you also can make these into little mini sizes, those little appetizer sizes that you see in your freezer aisle, which are so freaking delicious. This little dish right here is so customizable. That's why I love to make it, because you can make it in so many different ways. But let me go ahead and stop rambling and go ahead and cut into here, because look, I want to taste it. All right, y'all, so I'm trying to go in for the first piece. You know the first piece is the hardest one to get out, so don't judge me on the crust on the bottom if I hack it up a little bit. I'm just telling you now, because I tried. So now, okay, we did good. We did good. Look at that.
Mom, don't make it fall. It's jiggling.
Oh, girl, I'm not going to drop this masterpiece right here.
Yes, you will. We all know what happens.
Look at that little piece of quiche, y'all. It's still piping hot.
You taste it, Mama.
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Hot taste. I'm gonna taste it.
Ooh. Taste it. Even though she probably not really gonna like it because I got all that stuff in it.
Teeth. Hot.
It's hot. Got onions and spinach and sausage. What are you doing?
I want to get a different piece.
Girl, come on. I'm ready to eat my quiche now.
Hold on.
You're taking too long.
Hold on.
Girl, give me my fork back.
It's good.
It's good? What? It's good from Porter today?
Let me taste the crust.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Mine too.
This is good. Now, if you don't see yourself eating all of this, because it is a lot, you can freeze this as well. And it's going to be just as good when you take it out the freezer and warm it back up in the oven. When I tell y'all, if you're an egg lover, you're going to love that. Try it. You won't be disappointed, okay? Everybody loves a good old quiche, and if you don't love it, look, I can't help you, all right? Not today. Not today anyway. Maybe on the next video, we'll have something that you'll enjoy. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you can know the next time we post a video, because you never know what's coming up.
Can I say my part?
Next.
Like and subscribe, and don't forget our videos. And we're going to be all the way to 300 million followers.
Say that again.
We're going to get to 30 million followers. Peace.
Bye.